but I had never flown anything farther than like Palomar.
And the other had landed on the same runway. I was like, hey boys, what runway is in use? Cowboy country
And they're
style.
like, hey, which runway do you want?
It's happening. Whoa! Whoa! Like, they do this like 1, 2, 3 hit.
Hey guys, it's Matthew from Sling Pilot Academy. If you watched last week's video, you know that Zach and Javier, a student and instructor from here at Sling Pilot Academy, flew all the way to Lakeland, Florida for Sun and Fun. Stick around this week to see some highlights from their trip all the way across the country, hear about advice that they have for you, how the overall journey went, and how they enjoyed Sun and Fun overall at the air show. Enjoy the video. Today, I'm here with Zach and Javier, two of the people that flew all the way from Torrance, California to Lakeland, Florida for Sun and Fun. And we're gonna talk about how the trip was. What happened with the cameras?
What do you mean what happened with the cameras? They overheated.
Recording, all right? Bro,
Like,
they kept
all the
overheating.
time.
Bro, we wouldn't even be able to take off and
Yeah, I
we'll turn
know.
them on, taxi, and they'll be done.
Added like 15 minutes to the pre-flight, troubleshooting those cameras.
It did.
But yeah, the first time we were just plugging it in the wrong part of the battery, so it would just like spike and
It'll just die.
sure enough.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you found out you were gonna be flying to Sun and Fun?
Honestly, I thought it was a joke. It's like, you're picking me? Like, of all the people that are qualified? I mean, I felt like I was qualified to go, you know, I felt really good as a pilot, but I had never flown anything farther than like Palomar. So getting to fly a real cross country was pretty interesting.
I kind of had the same reaction. I didn't think it was a joke or anything, but I was like, I was surprised because I had wanted to go to Oshkosh, asking about it, and I knew Sun and Fun was coming up. I was actually looking at tickets just to go myself. I'd been a flight instructor for like 3 weeks or something like that, and Jamie comes up to me, asks me if I want to go, and she's like, so you don't have to answer right now, you can think about it. Like, no, of course, I'm going. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna miss this. It was exhausting, but so much fun.
So as you guys went along, were you nervous for any particular portion of the journey?
I mean, honestly, training in SoCal, you get used to busy, congested airspaces. So that wasn't a huge deal. There was one time we landed at this untowered field with these air tractors, prop dusters coming out. We looked at their ADS-B track and it looked like a recording symbol, like just like a loops here. They're just like doing chandelles and going over. And I saw one on ADS-B, like one had taken off and the other had landed on the same runway. I was like, hey boys, what runway is in use? Because I'm seeing you take off and land like in opposite directions. Like, oh yeah, we're air tractors, so you know we'll stay out of your way. That was a little bit like cowboy country
And they're
stuff.
like, hey, which runway do you want? I was like, well, we'll take the one that favors the wind, so 3-1. And like, all right, we'll stay out of your way. So we come in, and these guys are like doing their own thing, but it was so sketchy, man.
Yeah, I guess I was a little bit nervous about the arrival because I know that there are people not on radio. It can get super congested, but we ended up coming in the morning, so there's
Super
like
chill.
no one there.
Yeah, you guys got lucky. I mean, like, I think everyone else that flew in had to hold at least a few times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We got lucky because we got unlucky. We came in late the night before,
Yeah.
so we had to land at an airport like 8 miles away, and then wake up at like 4:45, Uber over there, pre-flight in the dark, get up, and then I think we were the second ones to land.
The second
probably.
ones to land
yeah.
at the super chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for both of you guys, was this your first big air show?
Yeah, I went to a couple, like I went to one in Almonte, and it had like one warbird and 4 vendors, and that was about it. Like nothing. I saw maybe 20% of Sun and Fun. And it's not only because we were like at the booth working, talking to people, but like I probably had like 5 or 6 hours where you like walk around, see stuff, and there was still just no way
There was so
that you
much.
could see everything.
So big.
Was this your first like true cross country? I mean, I know 50 nautical miles is like cross country, but was this the first time that you flew that far?
In a small plane.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that distance, absolutely. The furthest I went was for my commercial long, and we went to Lake Powell, which is like border between Arizona and Utah. So that was like a good 6 hours away, maybe like 700 miles, something like that. That was a long day there and a long day back, but that's the furthest I've ever gone.
Furthest I've ever gone is Gillespie. So prior to that, not very far at all. So
For Javier, that was a pretty big difference then, huh? Going from like around between 50 to 60 miles to actually like 2,000.
yeah, that was crazy.
He was so used to doing these short like hops for cross countries that we'd be like 90 miles out from the airport we're landing at, and he's like monitoring ATIS and like starting to like, we got like an hour and 10 minutes before.
Hey man, I was locked in.
Yeah, that's what I liked.
Trying to get ahead of the plane.
He was ahead of the
but
plane.
I was too ahead.
The whole time.
She's headed this way, bro.
Yeah, I know. No. It's going. It's intercepting.
The racetrack is right there.
Yeah. You were absolutely right. Did the right thing.
What was the best and the worst place that you stopped at along the way, and why?
I loved Houston. Had a great time in Houston.
What made Houston good for you?
The people. Met some great people at the FPL. Lots of stories. Lots of cool pilots.
Conroe, right?
Conroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conroe, Houston. The ATC guy was pretty mean though.
Yeah.
That guy
I thought you were going to
sucked.
say that was your least favorite
No.
because of that guy, but we also got to hang out with your cousin that
Yeah, my
night.
cousin was in Houston, so
Yeah.
so we met up with her. Deming was surprising. It was at first my least favorite because we had to walk 30 minutes. They didn't have Uber.
There's no
And we had to
Uber.
walk through a cemetery.
Yeah.
Just that small town stuff.
And it was at night too, like when we landed. We couldn't find the
Yeah.
airport at first. I'm clicking, and it doesn't
Oh,
light
right,
up.
yeah.
And it wouldn't light up. And we're like, dude, we can't find the airport.
Like,
and
it's
I
gonna
see
come in
the
range.
beacon,
Yeah.
the green and white. I'm like, bro, I see it. It's a little speck, but it's shining. There's the airport. And as we got like, I want to say 2 miles away, it lit
Final
up.
lights turned on, yeah.
It lit up.
Didn't have a good range.
But I was clicking and nothing, man.
Yeah, we got lunch at it seemed like it was the only restaurant in
only
town,
place.
which was in our hotel and also a bar. And like half the town was
the town was there,
was
bro.
there. My favorite city and airport was Austin. Austin was a super cool city to land in, and also the airport was like the closest to a Bravo. You know, there's some Charlie airports that are
Big.
like, well, there's some Charlie airports that are like smaller and less busy than other Delta airports for some reason. Like there's some where it's like, oh, it's the only Delta for 500 miles, so everything's going through it. It's not like, you know, in this area. We were parked in our little plane, just surrounded by jets. And not like Citations, but like
We were the only
big
little plane.
jets.
It was pretty intimidating.
And I think that was probably one of the reasons that we couldn't get the ATIS and we couldn't talk to ground. Like we spent a long time
couldn't get
on the
the
ground
signal.
there because we couldn't get the ATIS. We talked to clearance delivery. They're like, oh, we'll help you out on, I'll get to you on ground. I'll get you out of here. And go over to ground, make the same request, nothing. I was like, okay, well, he's busy, you know, sometimes it'll take a while. He said he'll get to us eventually, so we just sort of like waiting there. Like, okay, let's say, hey, making sure you heard us. Waiting, and then go back to clearance delivery, and we're monitoring ground. That's when we realized like we can hear, but they can't hear us. So we had to hear them on clearance delivery and speak on ground, or maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so cool. We got there to pre-flight like before the sunrise, and it was just all these roaring jets. It was cool just to like get in your parking spot and know that you can run up right there. Like it wasn't like normal spots. It was, every spot was like 80 feet away from each other. Austin for sure. Got some barbecue. It's a cool city.
Yeah, it was a really
And
cool
that
time.
airport was like, yeah, the closest thing to a Bravo that I've ever been to.
Going along the way, did you guys encounter any weather?
Every type of symbol I had ever learned was on the prog chart.
Every day was consumed with weather. You wake up and you look at weather. As you're flying, you're looking at weather. When you get in, you look at what the weather's gonna be the next day. Before you go to sleep, you're looking at weather.
Yeah. got to the point where we would talk to a briefer and we said we just want to get east.
Yeah.
How far can we
How
get
far east can we get?
We had no destination, just
can
how
go
far
north.
we can get.
What do you think? We also hit some pretty gnarly turbulence a little bit.
Yeah.
That
Pretty
was
choppy.
about it. I mean, we didn't get caught in a thunderstorm or anything like that because
That would've been
we use good ADM
Good
to
ADM.
make smart decisions.
Yeah.
If you could go back and you could pack one extra thing to take on the trip with you, what would it be?
A special pee bottle.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
A Porta John thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were using bottles.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
Having to find the big bottles at the store.
I would have brought another pair of shorts. We're doing laundry, so you need something to wear while you're doing laundry.
you forget about that.
So I was just like wearing the same pair of like sleep shorts. Like these gotta get washed sometime too.
Maybe instead of spray sunscreen, the rub-on one, because when you spray it at Sun and Fun, for whatever reason, all the dirt would stick to your leg.
Oh yeah.
Did you use the Notam or any kind of special procedure when heading into the show?
Yeah. It wasn't super busy, but we did it, made sure to brief it, make sure we're on the right page. The Notam was fairly clear, but you did have to do some detective work.
Other than that, it was pretty straightforward. I thought it was pretty clear to understand.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
You guys see the V-shaped building easy enough?
We saw the V-shaped
Pretty
building.
clear, yeah.
For you guys, how was the radio communication once you left the LA Basin?
Well, honestly, we had a lot of issues with, actually, this is one of our biggest issues was we would be on with flight following and then we wouldn't hear anything at all for like 45 minutes. And then we hear a big boy, a Southwest guy say, hey, they're trying to get in touch with you. Maintain this altitude, they've been trying to reach you. I'm like, oh, well, we haven't heard anything. So we just, for whatever reason, the ATC guys couldn't connect to us. It was kind of weird, interesting.
Yeah, so the center has like a huge radius and they're probably not used to people being on it and also like 200 miles and low.
Yeah.
So we would pretty frequently get out of range.
Do you guys have any advice for people that are considering doing just a long cross-country flight in general or flying into Sun and Fun?
I for sure wouldn't do it if you don't have autopilot. Hand flying the whole way is gonna be just brutal, man.
For most of this. Navigation, autopilot. Autopilot GPS, altitude.
1,480.
Okay, we have to keep up 100 knots. If you don't have autopilot and you wanted to do something like this, you totally can.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
be realistic about the legs that you're gonna do.
Look for airports with hotels nearby.
Yeah. Make sure they have hotels. Make sure
And
you know.
transportation, because at Deming we had
Yeah.
to walk.
I guess really my advice, if you were gonna do a super long cross country, would be to do any kind of cross country first. And if you've done that, you're basically just stringing all of these little cross countries in one direction. We did all of our flight training here. Basically, weather notwithstanding, the flying portion of it was normal, if not kind of easy.
Yeah, when you get out of a congested area, it was really chill, really
Yeah.
straightforward.
The traffic
No
alerts they
traffic.
would give you would be like, there's another plane 12 miles away, 2,000 feet above you, type unknown. We're like, all right,
your binoculars
great. Having two sets of ears, two sets of eyes, hands makes it a lot easier and safer too. It would be fun to do solo though.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely, in a heartbeat.
I'll do it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Go right now, let's go.
I'll go. Yeah.
I got so used to waking up at 5 a.m. checking the weather. And now when I'm home, I wake up and I'm like, I got nowhere to go.
Yeah. I don't go on
My soul's
Instagram
empty.
anymore. I just immediately go on ForeFlight and be like,
I
okay,
feel
where is
lost,
it?
man.
All right. So,
Flick back and forth between like ForeFlight, windy.
ForeFlight, yeah,
For like
AWC.
a whole week, that was our goal, and now we have no goal, you know?
I know, I'm purposeless.
Overall, whole experience, flight, air show, everything. What was your favorite part?
I enjoyed getting there the most.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
journey.
The journey was rewarding. Once we made it, we're like, yes. You know, that felt really, really good. I don't know what
Yeah,
else.
the show was amazing. Seeing the Blue Angels do crazy stuff. Like, I won't explain what they did, but there was one part of the show that you saw it, where, you know, there's like a low pass and they almost miss each other and everyone goes, whoa, and then something else happens, whoa, whoa! Like, they do this like 1, 2, 3 hit. Really cool experience, and then talking to all these different pilots from all over the country, all over the world. But I'd agree with Javi that it's the flight.
There's a lot of pilots that were part of like NetJets or FlexJet that were interested in looking at our plane, and then they'll show us their plane, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, meeting people on the road was a lot of fun too. I want to do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself. That's all the questions we got. Thanks for doing this. And thanks for doing the show too. It was fun having you guys. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. What's the biggest air show that you've been to? Drop a comment to let us know. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and we really appreciate it.